I'm Joshua Mugabi. I welcome you to Inheritance and Evolution, Learning Outcome B. Assess gene technology techniques, their application in various fields, and associated ethical implications. We are on Learning Activity B. In group, learners hold debate on ethical, social, and environmental implication of gene technology, particularly GMOs. We are going to start with ethical, social, and environmental implication of gene technology, GMOs. We shall start with ethical concerns in GMO food production. Item 1. A biotechnology company has developed genetically modified maize that resists pests and grows faster. The seeds are patented and farmers must buy new seeds every planting season. Local communities are concerned about losing their traditional seed varieties and depending on one private company for seeds. Task: identify 2 ethical concerns raised by this scenario. Explain why seed patenting can create ethical dilemmas for farmers. Suggest 1 ethical guideline that should be followed when releasing GMO crops. Identify 2 ethical concerns raised by this scenario. 1. Loss of farmers' independence due to dependence on patented seeds. 2. Erosion of traditional crop diversity and indigenous farming practices. Explain why seed patenting can create ethical dilemmas for farmers. Seed patenting can restrict farmers from saving or exchanging seeds, which has been a traditional practice for generations. It may also increase production costs and economically disadvantage small-scale farmers. Suggest 1 ethical guideline that should be followed when releasing GM crops. Ethical guideline: ensure informed consent and community consultation before releasing GM crops to avoid exploitation and promote fairness. Let us now look at social reaction to GMO foods. Item 2. A supermarket introduces GMO tomatoes that spoil slowly and remain fresh for weeks. Some customers willingly buy them because of their low price and long shelf life, while others reject them due to fears of unnatural food. Task: identify 2 social factors influencing consumer acceptance to GMOs. Explain why public education on GMO is socially important. Suggest a social strategy that could help increase public trust in GMO products. Identify 2 social factors influencing consumer acceptance of GMOs. 1. Misinformation or lack of understanding about the safety of GMOs. 2. Culture and personal beliefs about natural versus genetically modified foods. Explain why public education on GMO is socially important. Public education helps dispel myths, reduces fear, and allows people to make informed choice based on scientific facts rather than rumors. Suggest a social strategy that could help increase public trust in GMO products. The strategy: transparent labeling of GMO products and open communication about how they are produced and tested for safety. Let's now look at environmental concerns of GMO crop planting. Item 3. A region in East Africa adopts Bt cotton to reduce pesticide use. After 5 seasons, reports show a decline in some insect pests, but also the emergence of resistant pests. Neighboring farmers growing non-GMO crops notes cross-pollination. Task: state 2 environmental risks associated with the Bt crops. Explain how GMO crops can contribute to pest resistance. Suggest an environmental management practice to reduce GMO-related risks. Two environmental risks associated with Bt crops. Environmental risks: development of insect resistance to Bt toxins, gene flow into wild relatives or non-GMO crops through cross-pollination. Explain how GMO crops can contribute to pest resistance. Environmental risks: Bt crops constantly produce the toxin, exposing pests continuously. Over time, natural selection favors resistant individuals, leading to resistant pest population. Suggest an environmental management practice to reduce GMO-related risks. Management practice: use refugee fields, zones of non-Bt crops, to slow the evolution of resistance in pest populations. Let us now look at ethical dilemma in GMO animal research. Item 4. Scientists modify chickens to grow faster and produce more muscles. The animal shows signs of leg deformities and difficult walking, but produces higher yields. Task: identify one ethical issue involved in modifying animals using gene technology. Explain why animal welfare must be considered in genetic engineering. Suggest a condition under which such genetic modifications may be ethically acceptable. Identify one ethical issue involved in modifying animals using gene technology. Ethical issues: animal suffering and reduced quality of life due to genetic modification. Explain why animal welfare must be considered in genetic engineering. Ethical issues: animals are sentient beings capable of suffering. Ethical research must minimize harm and ensure humane treatment. Suggest a condition under which such genetic modification may be ethically acceptable. Such conditions may be acceptable if the benefit significantly outweigh the harm, and strict welfare standards and monitoring systems are enforced. Let's now look at GMO ban debate in a community. Item 5. A district council is debating whether to allow GMO banana varieties that resist bacterial wilt. Some community members support GMOs for higher yields, while others fear long-term environmental effects and cultural loss of indigenous crops. Task: identify one economical benefit and one social concern from adopting GMO bananas. Explain why public participation is important in decisions about GMOs. Propose one balanced policy the council could adopt. Identify one economic benefit and one social concern from adopting GMO bananas. Economic benefit: increased yields and reduced loss from bacterial wilt. Social concern: risk of losing traditional banana varieties tied to cultural identity. Explain why public participation is important in decisions about GMOs. Public participation promotes transparency, builds trust, and ensures decisions respect community values. Propose one balanced policy the council could adopt. Balanced policy: allow controlled adoption of GMOs while maintaining gene banks to preserve traditional varieties. Let's now look at GMO labeling and consumers' right. A government is considering making GMO food labeling mandatory. Food manufacturers argue that this will increase costs, while consumer groups say people have a right to know what they are eating. Task: give 2 reasons why GMO labeling is important. Explain how labeling supports ethical consumers' choice. Suggest a way to implement labeling without greatly increasing production costs. Give 2 reasons why GMO labeling is important. Importance of labeling: it promotes transparency, helps consumers with the allergies and personal beliefs to make informed choices. Explain how labeling supports ethical consumer choice. It allows people to choose food that align with their values, health needs, and religious practices. Suggest a way to implement labeling without greatly increasing production costs. Use digital QR codes to provide detailed information without redesigning full packaging. Let's now talk about GMO labeling and consumers' right. Item 7. A country is struggling with food shortage and considers adopting drought-tolerant GMO maize. Environmentalists warn about the biodiversity loss, while farmers emphasize the need for food security. Task: outline 2 benefits of GMO drought-tolerant maize. Identify 2 environmental risks. Provide a conclusion weighing both sides. Outline 2 benefits of GMO drought-tolerant maize. Benefits: higher yields in dry seasons, reduced cost of irrigation, and increased food stability. Identify 2 environmental risks. Risks: potential reduction in genetic diversity, risk of accidental cross-pollination with wild relatives. Provide a conclusion weighing both sides. Conclusion: GMO maize can improve food security, but it must be accompanied by environmental monitoring to minimize biodiversity loss. Thank you very much for participating in Inheritance and Evolution, Learning Outcome B, Assess Gene Technology Techniques, their applications in various fields, and associated ethical implication. We have been looking at learning activity B, where learners hold a debate on ethical, social, and environmental implication of gene technology, particularly in GMOs. If this has been very productive to you, visit me at Mugabi Joshua Biology on YouTube.